live. Come on.
I'm coming.
All right. And we are live. The one thing I was hoping to see was to see that.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 32 Forever with me, myself, Rhonda Dove, and my wonderful husband,
Andrew Dove. It's good to see you guys this evening. Come on, slide on just a hair. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease.
I'm seeing too much of these thighs, but go ahead.
Girl, those thighs are lovely. What you talking about?
Okay.
But the only thing I can't find is the page that's up here.
Okay, so we don't have time for that.
Okay. No. But if you would, go ahead and start us off real quick, please.
So what?
Talking.
About what?
I sent you the thing, remember?
Well, I had no glasses on out there. I couldn't read it.
We're talking about tonight.
I'm so serious. I could not see it.
About perfectionism. And not allowing perfectionism to control you, your spouse, and or in your marriage. Remember? Do you remember now? No? I told you I was going to get us raw. But here we go, guys. Yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about eliminating perfectionism in your marriages and or your relationships. And
I don't even understand that.
Here's the thing. You know, most people, what happens, people tend to look at other people's marriages, other people's relationships, and they're always striving for the perfect person to have in their life. Nobody's perfect. No one person is perfect. You may be good for one another, but you're not perfect. And you expect your spouse or the person that you're dating to be perfect, and you have these check down lists. You have a check down list. So
Don't wait.
You're funny.
Don't say perfect, no. I'm about to punch you. Oh, perfect. Spit on me.
I'm sorry. Oh God. I told you I would get us wrong. Oh goodness.
Okay.
That is so funny.
That is not funny.
I apologize, my little book. Oh goodness. Oh, I apologize.
Okay, go.
Yeah, but you know, you don't want to go into relationships. I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, you don't want to go into relationships with people, and assuming that they're gonna be perfect or you're gonna be perfect in your relationship. And because what you do, you set yourself up for failure. Because you set a bar so high till not even you or the person that you're dating or the person that you're married to will be able to reach that bar. And you're going to set yourself up for a real big letdown.
And the thing is that when you're out there in this dating atmosphere, you should always think about it like this. Everyone is putting their best foot forward when they're dating. Everyone is trying to look like that perfect person that you might want to be with while you're dating.
Mm-hmm.
But you should always remember, they're going to drop telltale signs of who they really are. There's going to be something that is going to show who they really are in the, I'm not going to say in the end, but once they put the ring on it or you call yourself in a real relationship, then you start seeing those where they put those little peaks of who they are out there. Then they start showing it in full force.
Right.
So to think that someone's perfect, because I know I'm not perfect.
And I know I'm not.
The Mister's definitely not perfect.
No, you have to say it like that now.
Like what?
Like, I'm definitely not perfect. I know I'm not perfect.
You're perfect for me, though.
Okay, but you just said it like...
But you, I mean...
Like I just make all kind of mistakes. Really? Really?
I didn't say nothing. I said you're perfect for me.
Okay,
So.
and see this thing that we want to talk about tonight is people look at our marriage. Yes, we do have a very good marriage.
It's like
whatever. But we do have a very good marriage, and others look at our marriage and they say they want what we have, and I'm like, don't want what we have. Strive for something better. See, because like I said, we're flawed.
From the outside looking in, people do think that we have, like, I'm not gonna say they think that we have a perfect marriage, but they feel like we have a pretty good marriage. But the thing is that the things that we have been through, you don't know the things that we have been through and the places that God has brought us from to get us to where we are in our relationship that we have today. We had to struggle. We had to fight. We had to go through hell, honestly, to get to the relationship that we are. I mean, because I used to think before the first separation that we had a great relationship. Even though I was super bossy and, you know, he always had it to where I always looked like I was the one that was the bad guy, because anything that I would do, I just did it. And anything that he would do, he would wait till we got behind closed doors so people didn't see his actions. So where everyone else is on the outside looking in, he was perfect and I was flawed. But the thing is that we both have our faults. We both have our flaws. And regardless, we chose to live with each other and deal with them and grow from them.
Right.
But that we couldn't have done it without God. I already know that. There's no way we could have got to where we are without God. But a perfect marriage,
there's no such thing.
No, I don't think. Everybody has stuff.
See, you know, social media has its advantages, but like most people, they post the good stuff.
I always post the good stuff.
They never post the ugly stuff. Just like people who have their vlogs and all of this. And like I said, when we started 32 Forever, we said you're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly with us. We don't just, you know what I mean? Because a lot of you have commented on my wife's facial expressions when we're in our discussions. And
this is my face.
So, but see, even though we get along great, we still have moments where we argue. We don't
argue.
What do you call it then?
We have lively discussions.
We have plenty of lively discussions.
We don't have plenty.
We have one at least every day.
Because you get on my nerves.
Say that again.
Go ahead. I don't.
No, say that again.
I don't.
You don't what?
I don't.
You don't what?
Get on your nerve.
Whatever.
Go.
See, but this is what we're talking about, because y'all don't see this behind closed doors. You just see what when we're out camping, or we got the grandkids, or we're at dinner, or you might see something like that, or you might have. I don't know if any of you guys really notice that you hardly ever see she and I take selfies together. We hardly ever take pictures together.
Nope.
We really don't. And it's nothing bad about it, but it's just something that we really haven't gravitated towards. And
when we're doing something together, if I'm like trying to post it to social media or anything, like when we work out together, I take the pictures, but I don't even post my workouts to social media anymore.
Right.
Which I should, because y'all these big old knees, they be hurting us stuff. And we're working out together again, so because I said we had to.
So let me throw this question out to you guys.
You have agreed to that.
I agree.
She made me do it.
She made me do it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me throw this question out here to you guys. When it's concerning perfectionism, are you looking for if you're first, number one, if you're married, are you, really, Kelsey? My granddaughter is popping in. But if you're married, are you still judging your spouse on a perfectionism standard? You know, like if they make a mistake, you really hold it over their heads. And or if you're dating someone, are you looking?
Say hi, Kelsey.
Say hey, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, we have one of the grands tonight. But if you're dating, have you set the bar extremely high what you're looking for in the person that you want to date? You know, they have to line up to X, Y, and Z to make it work out for you, and they have to be darn near perfect in order for you to be happy. So let me ask you guys this: do you have certain standards if you're dating? What kind of standards are you setting I'm not saying that you let the bar extremely low or anything like that, but you position yourself to be able to invite someone extremely good for you into your life that you guys can grow together. Like my wife said earlier, we've had the opportunity over the years to grow together. Really, Kelsey?
And what you always have to look for is that I have found that in our relationship, and I don't have a problem with admitting, is in my weakest points, that's where he is strong, and in his weakest points, that's where I'm strong. We work together like a gear.
Yeah.
It fits, and we just fit. And it's not perfect. Sometimes those gears have bumps in them and little broken chips.
Grind.
They grind sometimes, but we still have to work together to put everything back in order. But we always stop and we think about, what is best for our relationship and for the situation that we have at hand. And I have grown. This is just me. I have grown so much to the point where I realize that some arguments is just not even worth it.
Right.
It's just better to, at this point, to agree to disagree and stop trying to make everything be perfectly in the way that I feel like it should be.
Right.
Even though I still feel like I should.
You should what?
Have things the way I want it.
Why do you feel like you should have everything the way you want it?
Because
Because you're what? Say it loud. No, come on. Because I'm pretty sure that you're saying something that another female is listening to this and they don't know.
As a woman, we are in a position where we are caregivers and we are organizers and we are arrangers and we paint a picture that is supposed to look a certain way and things supposed to be ran a certain way and everything has to be A, B, C, D, E. Whether B or D drop out before A is done or anything, I get antsy myself. Mm-hmm. So I get upset when things are not going in the order in which they're supposed to be going, or at least in the order that I think they're supposed to be going. Mm-hmm. But when I'm trying to make it go perfectly in the way that I think it should go, and look back and realize that everything does not, and it's not always the way that I think that it should go. So, and that just because I think it should go that way doesn't mean it's perfect.
Right. And I think that's how people set themselves up for failure that way. It's because they always look at everything has to go a certain way. They don't leave any room for any errors. And if something don't go the way that it's planned to go, then, that person's just, they like, I'm done.
Right. That's like the whole song.
You can't produce for me, so I'm out.
Yeah. But when you think about it, it's like that I love you, you love me. We can be happy together as long as we keep this in love feeling. That perfect love. And that looks like that picture of the heart with the two people that's coming together, making that moment of that kiss, that perfect moment. How many of those do you think we have?
What?
Those perfect moments where it looks like that picture perfect kiss.
Not that many. We've had some.
We have great moments, but for our so-called perfect love, do you feel like? Yeah, you do. No,
but I feel what? No, say it.
Do you feel like you're in love with me all the time?
No.
See,
do I love
you? You lying.
Do I feel like? Do I love you? Yes,
I know you love me.
I'm not in love with you 24/7.
Yes,
because there are times
you get butterflies.
When you're on my,
you think of me, you get butterflies.
Sometimes I do.
All the time.
But listen,
except yesterday.
But see, that's what I'm finna say. When you do something to get on my last nerve, I'm not in love with you when you're on my nerve.
That was just one time, though.
No, it's not. That's not just one time. Because there are moments where you get on my nerve.
No. Calm down. It's okay.
I'm fine.
It's okay.
I'm fine. But what I'm saying is there are times where you're on my nerve. I still love you. I'm not going to leave you.
But you get butterflies.
But not when I'm not when you're on my nerve.
Butterflies.
Really, Kelsey, you got butterflies. Papa give you butterflies.
But see, some people feel like their relationships, some people feel like they have to have those butterflies all the time. That them and their spouse should be perfect and have that that desire to be up under each other all the time. Now, mind you, and this is strange even to me, how much my husband likes being around me.
I love being around you.
And I love you being around me.
Why you lying?
I love us being together a lot. But I do like my space.
I feel you, and I like my space too.
As long as I'm in it.
No. See, there are times where, because look, I'm away from, I'm gone away from the house at least 14 hours a day. And being gone that long, it gives me time to miss you and want to be with you when really, Kelsey. And I want to be with you when I get off work. Shelly says this.
Kelsey.
Shelly says.
Put your shirt in.
Anna says she finally found it through Anna's page. I made through Rhonda's, your page. All right. Shelly says this. We all make mistakes. So she gets that. Should we acknowledge if we make a mistake or play dumb until the other person says something? Acknowledge your mistake.
Say I'm sorry. If you made a mistake, it really shows the other person that you care when you can stop and say, you know what, I messed up. I'm sorry. Let me go at this at a different angle.
Right.
So,
because I know there are times where I just have to say I'm sorry, because I know I messed up.
Kelsey Dove Collier, come here.
I know there are times I'm really because I put my foot in my mouth a lot, and when I put my foot in my mouth or I do something that really upsets my wife, then I have to say that I'm sorry. So I really do apologize a lot to my wife.
Yes, you do.
I really do. But,
and on the rare occasions that I do something, I apologize.
Oh, you said on a rare occasion.
On the rare occasions. Like yesterday, I don't do stuff a lot. I always do what I can to make sure that you're okay.
Yesterday, you did not put my needs before someone else's.
I thought that I had taken care of everything in a manner that your
No. See,
I thought
you're my wife, and you neglected me yesterday. You thought that you had it covered. No, I ain't going like that. But I'm just saying, I was really upset because
I know, and I apologize. I said I'm sorry, and I explained to your child that you don't like me not being there to pick you up on time from work.
And my thought process was,
I should have been there anyway. I shouldn't have picked her up first.
Exactly.
I know.
Because she got a husband. But
I apologize.
It's all good. Shelly says, stop telling that man he lied.
I didn't, Shelly.
But yeah, and Anna says she apologizes well when she's wrong, and it's good just to go like Rhonda said, and I agree that you say that you're sorry. Even it don't. Some people they're like, well, maybe they like Shelly was saying in an earlier comment, playing dumb. Let me just see if this slipped by them.
Some people would do that though. They'll just do something and act like nothing ever happened, and
it really don't, because
it don't fix it.
And your husband or your partner, they know that you did something wrong.
But I've seen a lot of relationships. By the way, Anna, the subject is perfect relationships. Ain't that it, baby? Perfect relationships. What's the topic?
Eliminating perfectionism out of your relationships.
Yeah, eliminating. Yeah.
Oh, Shelly said that. She said Shelly didn't say that. Aunt did. Read the comment really? Again, Aunt. Okay. Oh, I see the Aunt at the end.
I didn't see that Aunt. I did see it, but I didn't see it.
Okay. Appreciate you, Aunt. Thank you, bud. I appreciate you having me back, man.
So anyway, see, I forgot my train of thought. Never mind. I did. I forgot my train of thought. Go.
Oh. Really?
You forgot yours too, didn't you?
I didn't have one because you was talking. No, but,
so I have seen relationships when people go into them and they are like, oh, he's so perfect for me, and he's so this or she's so that, and we just complete each other, but you're dating.
Right.
And you're dating, and that's good, and you're not living together, and that's fantastic that you're not living together yet. And the thing is that you have to remember, everyone wants to make it look like roses when you are dating.
Right.
If you date long enough, you gonna see them thorns sticking out on them.
Everybody might not have thorns.
Baby, you had thorns when we were dating.
I know.
Well, I'm just saying, we
But
dated for 3 years. And the first year, you didn't have any thorns. Yes, you did. Oh yeah, you showed your thorns within the first 6 months.
That was good.
It was that little thing that was sticking.
The honeymoon stage is great, but you cannot base your relationship
on that
honeymoon stage.
Just like even when you first get married, everybody be like, oh, how long have you been married? 3 years. Oh, you just still on your honeymoon period.
Yep.
But in my first 3 years, we separated in year 3.
Was it year 3?
It was year 3, because then we separated again on year 7, and then I thought year 10 we was gonna separate again. But I was ready for you. Boy, was I ready. If you,
Girl, please.
God is good, honey.
He sure is.
But I mean, it is that in those first 3 years, you always, unless you really go through some stuff, which we did. The first year, when you having problems in your first year,
yeah.
But you have to think about how long did you actually court and get to, and see, that's something people don't do no more.
They don't court. They don't get to really know the person that they're wanting to date.
Jump into these long-lasting relationships with, because the first thing,
everything's always superficial. It's about the trips. It's about going out to eat.
It's about feelings.
It's about
how you make me feel,
and what are we doing,
and what we doing next. How you make me feel, and what we doing next.
See, I can say this. Looking into other people's relationships. When people look into ours, they might look at my wife and say, a man might look at my wife, oh, I know she'll be a good wife for me. But no, she's a good wife for me because she knows me. And the vice versa. Because a woman might say, I could be a good husband to her. And in all actuality, my wife, she puts up with a lot from me. And really does. And somebody else might not put up with the same stuff that I do.
Just like I know that it would be very difficult for me to be in another relationship with anybody else because, number one, me and him has been together. We were together 3 years before we got married, and well, you know how long we've been together since. But the thing is that in those 3 years, we got to know each other's flaws.
Right.
It took time for us to get to know each other. But I can honestly say, after 6 months of dating him, I knew that I wanted him to be my husband. I did not know.
Girl, I hate going out.
Oh, shut up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean shut up. I did not know all of the bumps that was going to be coming in the road. Right. But I did know.
Because your brother had issues.
The basic type of person. No, I ain't going to even say the basic type of person. I got to know him as a person in those 3 years that we were dating. After 6 months, I felt like, yeah, I was ready for. Because if we did everything in order, I'm sure we would not have gone through the things that we have been through in our marriage. But because we did not, and we put the baby before the wedding, then, yeah, we had some stuff that we had to deal with. That perfection is just such a...
Right.
That was only one that was perfect.
Yeah. And like we're saying, guys, look, I know we've been married for 30 years, but we have a lot of scars.
How long?
Over 30.
Oh, I thought you said 30.
Over 30. I'm just going by 30 till forever. Man.
Okay, so yeah.
But anyway, we have a lot of scars and battle wounds for throughout those over 30 years that we've been married.
And we've earned them. I would not wish anyone to have to go through the things that we have been through in order to get to where we are today. But for our relationship, and I know this might sound crazy, and I'm not going to say that I would want to ever go through those kind of things again.
I would,
but
I don't.
I would not change them.
No, because those things made us who we are now.
Right.
That's why we have 32 Forever. That's why we can sit up here and have these conversations with you guys involved in our lives, openly and honest and completely transparent. And because we've made it through the fire.
We
We done made it through the fire.
We made it through a lot of things. And the thing is, when you're on the outside looking in, you never know what a person is going through. Everything that looks like roses is not. Everything that looks good, that don't mean that it is good. But it still could be good. But you don't know what kind of pruning that beautiful red rose had to go through to get to where it is today. To be beautiful, vibrant, and red, and full of life. And when I think about our relationship, I think about how we had to go through the whole pruning process and how we had to really be, those bad branches had to be cut off and how we had to be dealt with, how we had to be fixed because there was so many wrong things that was in my life and there was so many wrong things that was in yours. God had to prune those things away to make us be able to get those gears.
But you said something. You said something really good, and I love that analogy with the rose. But people don't like to be pruned nowadays.
People don't like to be touched.
They don't want to be pruned at all because they think that they have everything together.
They think they know everything,
and they will be lonely with either cats or dogs for the rest of their life because they won't be able to keep somebody in their life. Because they'll be steady nitpicking because that person's not meeting their standards or as perfect as they would like for them to be, and they keep poking and keep prodding, and then eventually, like you said, like we said, when the honeymoon stage is over, when life begins, then you like, oh crap, what did I just do?
Right.
Nah, I'm done. I'm finna bounce. I can't deal with this, and then they're ready to walk, and. You know, it's sad that's how people view relationships now.
Relationships and marriage, people think of them as disposable. They feel like, okay, you're not doing it exactly the way I want you to do it. You're not bringing enough money. You're not hugging me the right way, holding me the right way, paying me enough attention. You won't take me here. You won't take me there. You won't buy me this. You won't buy me that. You're not showing me enough love. You're not giving me enough affection. So, on to the next one.
Yeah. And I take us for an example with some of the stuff you just said.
I always take us for an example.
Because we're the best example. Because I know us. Listen,
do.
I know us.
You do.
But you were saying that like affection. I'm more affectionate than my wife.
How dare you? How dare I dare say not?
No, but you're affectionate. Sometimes and in your own way. But I'm more affectionate than she is. But that doesn't stop me from wanting to be with my wife. That doesn't stop me from wanting to be married to my wife because she's not as affectionate as I would want her to be. And see, me personally, my wife has gorgeous eyes. I want
touchy feely.
I am touchy. I am touchy feely.
There's no difference.
I'm affectionate with my hands.
You touchy feely.
But what I'm saying is, you have gorgeous eyes, and I would love for you to just. The way you looked at me when we were dating in the honeymoon stage back in the day, the way you just looked at me and you backed them eyes, you just looking at me. See, I just melt like that all the time if you just did that. So
I do that.
Not a lot. So what I'm saying is, if not like that, man, you know that's annoying.
Really?
Yeah, that's annoying. But I'm just saying, if you gazed at me with those eyes and you gave me that cute little sexy this all the time, I'll be sucked in your vortex all the time. Really? Y'all got an excuse. See, I told you gonna get us raw and uncensored. But you made me just. Oh yeah, I forgot what I was saying, man.
You're in the vortex.
Yeah, I'm just into the vortex. I can't stay in the vortex. I gotta come out the vortex.
Okay, go on. What's your next? You don't know what you're gonna say, do you?
Heck no, you made me forget. Cause I just got caught up. Nah. Y'all, please excuse us.
He forgot for real. Cause somebody remind him. Cause I'm. That's bad.
I apologize.
Okay, go.
How you just jump serious like that?
Because you gotta finish.
But what I was saying was, you're not as affectionate as I am, but that doesn't stop me from wanting to be with you. It doesn't hinder me for it. I don't want to walk. I don't want to trade you in for a different model. I don't want to have to go through all that. What? They kind of caught you off guard.
I mean, talking about some trading somebody in for a different model.
But that's what you just said a minute ago.
I didn't say. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, in so many words I did.
Yeah, you did.
But okay, so it's the same thing. Like with you saying, I'm not touchy. You too touchy feely for me. Because and people do like that. They like it when their spouse and that should be something that I desire.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and
walk past, give a little hug, give a little pat, give a little
tap.
squeeze.
Yeah, a little love tap.
Yeah, I can do without all that.
But see, I like doing stuff like that,
and I allow you to do it to a certain extent.
I don't go crazy with it.
Sometimes you do.
No, I don't.
Sometimes you do.
But that's when the adult time starts.
No. On to the next question.
Really? Why can't we just stay here where we're at?
Perfectionism.
Really?
Go.
Well, guys, we're going to get ready to cut this one off because we're actually 5 minutes over right now.
Are we?
Yes, we did. It actually went by quick.
Okay,
too.
so with all that being said, when you are out there looking for that perfect fit, you got to remember that nobody's perfect, and each person has to be pruned together to make those gears fit perfectly.
And regardless of how you feel, we all are flawed.
We are all flawed. No one is perfect.
We all have issues.
But you can be made perfectly for each other.
Right.
Eventually.
All right, that's good. You can be
God.
made perfectly with each other. That's good. So we're going to leave it right there.
With God at the head.
With God at the head. My girl. That's how you do it. Because that's all we know, right?
Y'all gotta be at the top, baby, because we can't make it without him. I know me and you, as much as I love you, yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, it has been awesome sharing this conversation with you tonight. Thank you for the comments. You can still feel free to comment throughout the rest of the show once we end the live.
Yes.
We still stay up and we like to answer all the comments that come through.
He likes to answer.
And believe it or not, we even get phone calls after the show of people who didn't want to put a comment, but then they want to talk about it on the phone after we come off the show, which is cool with us as well.
If you have any kind of questions or comments or something specifically that you would like to know about how we got to where we are today, you can always contact myself or my husband on the 30 Till Forever page, and we will be more than happy to respond to any of your questions.
Right.
And we will give you, we're not ashamed. We've been through a lot.
We'll tell you.
We are an open book.
If you ask us how we got over a certain issue in our marriage, we'll tell you how we got over that issue.
Or
if you want to know if you want
closet.
Yeah, all our junk out the closet, so everybody they'll know our story.
I got that trunk on the side of it.
But even if you want to ask if we have experienced certain things within our marriage, if you don't know our story, we'll share just ask and we'll share those things with you as well. So, guys, like I said, we appreciate you guys for tuning in with 30 Till Forever. This is the story of Andrew and Rhonda. And
30 Till Forever.
We want you guys to tune in. We'll be back live every other Tuesday. And I think, wait a minute, will we be on vacation then?
Nope, we'll be coming off vacation.
No, we'll still be
it'll be March the 2nd. Because Kelsey's birthday is March the 1st.
Oh, wow.
Tuesday, March the 2nd is our next show.
We'll still be on, we'll be on vacation then.
Nope, Tuesday, March the 2nd is our next show.
Okay, cool.
Next time we'll be on live.
All right, so we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We love y'all. You might see some pop-up videos come up. Just jumping out there just to give y'all a quick word about something that we're doing or going through. Like I said, we actually created the page to be
over time. Hurry up.
Raw and uncensored. So we'll see you guys again real soon. Love you guys. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. Y'all be good. Bye.
30 Till Forever.
30 Till Forever.
And I don't know how to end yours.
Down the bottom.